Hello everyone, today the song is going to be called the Welly Boots song, and this is a song about keeping yourself healthy by not getting your feet wet, making sure that you've got your rubber boots on, your welly boots. And the words go like this: if it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? You'd be in the hospital or infirmary, for you would have a dose of the flu or even pleurisy, which is a lung disease, if you didn't have your feet in your wellies, okay? And it sounds like this. If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? You'd be in the hospital or infirmary, for you would have a dose of the flu or even pleurisy, if you didn't have your feet in your wellies. And what we're going to do is we're going to clap our hands. That's the chorus, okay? So let's try that. 1, 2, 3. If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? You'd be in the hospital or infirmary, for you would have a dose of the flu or even pleurisy, if you didn't have your feet in your wellies. Now, the first verse talks about your wellies, and it says, "Oh wellies, they are wonderful, oh wellies, they are swell, for they keep out the water and they keep in the smell." So it stops, no one else can smell your smelly feet because the rubber boots stop it from making the smell go everywhere. And when you're sitting in a room, you can always tell when somebody tacks off his wellies, okay? And to sing that, it sounds like this. Oh wellies, they are wonderful, oh wellies, they are swell, for they keep out the water and they keep in the smell. And when you're sitting in a room, you can always tell when somebody tacks off his wellies. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the chorus. Okay, the second verse goes like this. And when you're out walking in the country with a bird, that means when you're out walking in the country with a girl, and you're strolling over fields just like a farmer's herd, when you're walking over the fields just like the farmer's herd of cows walking across the field, then someone shouts, "Keep off the grass!" And you think, how absurd. That means how crazy it is. We're just going for a walk on the grass. And then the words go, then squelch, you find why farmers all wear wellies. Why farmers are all wearing their wellies is because they've just stood in a big cow poo on the ground. That's why he's saying, keep off the grass, okay? To sing that verse, it sounds like this. And when you're out walking in the country with a bird, and you're strolling over fields just like a farmer's herd, then someone shouts, keep off the grass, and you think how absurd. Then squelch, you find why farmers all wear wellies. And it's back to if it wasn't for your wellies, okay? And the last verse talks about the different kinds of jobs that you might have wearing welly boots. And it goes like this. There's fishermen and firemen. There's farmers and all. Men out digging ditches and working in the snow. That's the snow. This country, he would grind to a halt and no a thing would grow. That means the whole country would stop and nothing would grow if it wasn't for the workers in their wellies, okay? So singing that last verse, it sounds like this. There's fishermen and firemen, there's farmers and all, men who dig in ditches and working in the snow. This country, it would grind to a halt and no one thing would grow if it wasn't for the workers in their wellies. And then we're back to the chorus, if it wasn't for your wellies. Okay, now go over this a few times because the words are quite tricky in this, but if you manage to get the chorus, if it wasn't for your wellies, and you can clap along. I will put the words on for you to see when you're singing so you can keep up with it, and I hope you have fun. and they keep in the smell. And when you're sitting in a room, you can always tell when somebody takes off his wellies. If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? You'd be in the hospital or infirmary, for you would have a dose of the flu or even pleurisy if you didn't have your feet in your wellies. And when you're out walking in the country with a bird, and you're strolling over fields just like a fairy's herd, then someone shouts, keep off the grass, and you think how absurd. Then squelch you find why farmers all wear wellies. If it wasn't for the wellies, where would you be? You'd be in the hospital or infirmary, for you would have a dose of the flu or even pleurisy if you didn't have your feet in your wellies. There's fishermen and